Hi guys, what is up? Welcome to Great Gamers, Greater Games. I'm Fish, and I'm joined by...
Ice Warrior.
Randy Dandy.
And...
Tom.
Yay! And welcome to Gamer Talk, the show where we talk about last week's gaming news. So we may as well call it Game Talk, but I got outvoted. Right, so who wants to go first? We've all brought separate different news articles to the table. The table being PlayStation Party Chat. Who wants to go first?
Big table.
I'll go in first if you want. Get it out the way, pull the band-aid off. Right, so I'm going to talk about the new Spider-Man game.
Right.
Because I love superheroes and Marvel, so it's something I'm looking forward to. So it's released September the 7th, which isn't that far off now, since we're like in June 21st, 2022. It's from Insomniac, who did Ratchet and Clank and Spyro.
Yeah.
It's going to feature an open world New York. So it's going to, but apparently it's not going to be like you can have a picture of every building in New York and it won't be a carbon copy of that. They're just going to do like the major like landmarks like Statue of Liberty and Brooklyn Bridge and Empire State, and then the rest of it will look sweet, but it's just not going to be a carbon copy of like every single building in New York.
All right.
And there is rumours that they're going to have like the Wakanda Embassy.
Wakanda forever.
Exactly. And the Avengers building. But then I don't know if they will, because like that's being rumoured, but obviously this is done by Sony, and like Disney, who own Marvel, own the rights to everything else, so it's whether they'll allow them to put it in.
Yeah, but
so it would be pretty
Marvel
sweet if it was in there.
Spider-Man in the films, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I think
the
games might be a different kettle of fish.
I know. I'm hoping they are, because it would be nice to have to see Thor or Iron Man or anything make a cameo in the game.
Yeah, they have done before, like ages ago. Remember the PlayStation 1 game that had like Captain America in it, Fantastic Four. It's great.
But that was before Marvel created their own studios and before Disney bought them out. It was when that was still at a time when Marvel were basically leasing everything out to anyone who wanted them for the right amount of money.
Yeah, because there was skins.
And now they've kind of brought them all into their own stable. It's just hit and miss whether. Like I say, it would be cool to see Captain America or Iron Man appear in it.
No,
especially since the Avengers are based in New York, like the building.
Yeah.
Good thing is as well, it's not going to just rehash the other Spider-Man games, which in fair have been really good. So it's not even going to touch on the origins of Spider-Man, how he became Spider-Man, or Uncle Ben's death. None of that's going to be in it, mentioned or anything.
What? Uncle Ben dies? Spoilers.
Yeah, Spider-Man killed him.
It's just a cutscene of Uncle Ben dying. He's constantly pressing A to cycle through it.
Just to repeat the death over and over again.
Click A harder for a slower death.
So I've been looking into Spider-Man quite a bit, because obviously it is something that I'm probably going to end up buying.
Oh,
I don't know
where. Definitely be pre-ordering that. Well, I'll be getting that for release, definitely.
Yeah, but like, it's
yes.
Right, let's just wait.
Fucking hell, cannot have peace. Fuck's sake.
Right, so yeah, I've heard they're basically doing a better, like, when you look back at Spider-Man 2, the video game, in your head, you remember it being absolutely awesome.
It was one of the best games I've ever. Like, what you could do in that game was brilliant. Like, you could literally just swing around the entire city. You didn't even have to stick to the missions. There was that many side missions. You could just go off and do what you wanted if you got bored of it for a bit.
Yeah, and the developers of this game have said, you know, that they took heavy influence from that game, with the web slinging and all that stuff. But if you ever go back and play that game, the city is so dead.
It's quite an advanced game, wasn't it?
It's massive.
It was. For its time, it was brilliant.
Nothing going on apart from the side missions. And
they
wanted to make this what we remember that game being like, not how it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you'll feel more immersed, and there'll be more.
Like they should have done with the Star Wars Battlefront games.
Yeah, essentially.
And with it being Spider-Man and it coming off like what he does in the films as well, there's quite a cool couple of modes they've thrown in it. Well, not so much modes, just features. So, like, have you ever played Mad Max?
Yeah. No.
So do you know the photo mode you can get in that? So you can like blows up the shit
Oh,
out of
yeah.
something, and then you can take a really cool picture of it burning.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, they're doing photo mode in Spider-Man, but they're
Yeah.
also like putting in an extra mode, which I think will be really like fun for a bit. Might get a bit boring after a while, but it'll be a good laugh. Selfie mode, so you can kind of hang from like the Brooklyn Bridge and take a proper selfie rather than it just being photo mode.
Well, I suppose it works with the whole movie thing because that's what Peter Parker does, isn't it? Take pictures
Yeah.
of Spider-Man. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
goes with
so the
that.
selfie mode it'll be a fun little aspect to it, I think.
Yeah.
And I mean, the good thing is as well, like I don't know, I kind of like this, and I don't. They've already announced a lot of the villains in the game, so it kind of takes
Yeah, I
like when you play a
feel.
game.
Anticipation now, yeah.
Yeah,
Have you
when you
seen
play a
that
game for the
trailer
first
from
time.
E3?
Yeah,
Where they're all in it as Vulture, Rhino, Electro,
well that's the
Negative
Sinister
Man.
Six. Yeah,
Yeah, I
'cause you got
think they're going to be a
Scorpion and
massive
Vulture.
part of the story.
But at the end of that trailer, there's the
Sees-
voice of the sixth person who you don't know, and he sees someone. So that is, I suppose, like the big thing is who is it Norman Osborn, like the Hobgoblin? Is it Doc Ock? But
Yeah.
to already
Or
show
this-
that clip, you've already got the majority of the villains there. So like Jay said, it takes out the
I think-
anticipation.
I think they're going to use everyone. Somewhere down the line, there'll be a mission with, like, say, Mysterio, the Shocker. The Shocker was in the game.
Shocker is in it because you can do a mission where you play a cop who's friends with Pete Parker, where he goes into the bank and Shocker's there, and
Yeah.
you play as the cop.
Apparently, you can play as Miles Morales as well. I think I might have
Yeah,
heard
now
that somewhere.
I think
is
there's
quite.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 'cause that's quite cool. So it's whether can you play with him as Spider-Man or is it just as Miles Morales?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Well, so we'll move on to the next one. Who wants to go next?
Go for it, mate. You go.
Do you want me to go? Right then. So basically, I don't know if you've heard Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is coming out in October. I'm kind of excited for it. Yeah, it is. It looks better than World War II,
Nah,
but
debatable.
better than
But
Black Ops.
does it look better than
3
World
too.
War II because it's more modern and World War II is very.
I think a lot of
Historic,
people
do you know what I
were
mean?
upset with World War II because it released with 9 maps, which is awful. This game already has 9 maps revealed, ready, and there's more to come. So it's already beaten.
Yeah.
it
More
in that
coming
aspect.
soon on World War II though.
Hey?
Coming soon. New maps coming soon. A new
Yeah, they're all downloadable DLC maps, aren't they? People want
Yeah.
people want maps on release.
Yeah.
it's
And
just
yeah,
waves
so
of games looking for
and
money.
obviously the game market at the moment is get the game, get free DLC, buy cosmetic items like camos. Like on Fortnite, you buy skins.
See, I agree with that. I don't mind when they charge for something that doesn't impact the game, just how you look.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
And,
I'm so dead set against DLCs.
Rumours had it that Black Ops 4 would have free DLC and would go the Fortnite route, or the PUBG route, sorry. You know, you buy cosmetics and you get your maps
yeah.
and that for free. And then suddenly, pretty much, I kind of guessed, out of nowhere, they released this Black Ops Pass. Now, it's like a season pass, exactly like a season pass. You get all the maps for free, yeah. But you can't buy them separately, which is what people are annoyed at. So you can't
Well, yeah,
buy
because
pack
like
1, buy pack 2, and then maybe buy pack 4 instead of pack 3 or whatever. No, it's only 3, isn't it?
well, that's the thing. Because with COD World War II, you might like, say, the second DLC and go, "I'm not getting the first, get the second," and
Yeah,
then you might
exactly.
skip the next one and get the fourth. It should always be up to you. They shouldn't force you into like, well, if you want DLC 3, you've got to buy them all.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they've done here. That's what everyone's pissed off about. Is they've released
Yeah.
this pack. I think it's like 40 quid on its own. The usual price of a season pass. I haven't bought a season pass in a long time. Like Fallout 3
I haven't.
or Black Ops 3 might have been the last. I can't remember which one was last out of them. But so yeah, you buy the Black Ops pass for like 40 quid, 35, whatever it is, and you get all the map packs. I'm not 100% sure what they come with. But yeah, it's just this. They're just forcing you to spend all this money when you might not want to. It's what is good about it though, it's got some good things. It's not all bad. It doesn't divide the player base. Like when you play on World War Two, and you've got no DLC. You only play with people that have got no DLC, right? So if Chris joins our lobby, he can't play on the DLC maps because we're in the lobby. If I had DLC 1 and you had DLC 2 and someone else had DLC 3, we'd all play on the non-DLC maps. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everyone that, what this does is everyone that has the Black Ops pass will all play together because it makes it easier to do the matchmaking, which makes dedicated servers apparently easier to manage.
But then if you've paid for the pass, then you've got all the DLC anyway, whether you've got 1, 2 or 3.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So originally, I had to match people who only have 1 with 1, people who only have 2 with 2, people who only had 1 and 2 with 1 and 2, 1 and 3 with 1 and 3, all of them with all of them, and none of them with none of them. Whereas this is just none of them or all of them. 2 separate groups
So
of people.
pretty much done a system where it's like you're better off just buying all of them.
Yeah, basically.
Surely that's just what season passes are, though.
Yeah, they are, but a lot of people don't buy season passes. Like, I don't buy season passes very much.
I don't. But
like, I was going to buy one of the DLC packs.
I kind of feel like it's forcing you to buy it.
I don't get like the Battlefield 1 season pass was $39.99 for that They Shall Not Pass. And like it had like a couple of game modes with France, and it's like it's World War One. Why have you got freaking United States in the main like thing of the game, and then France is a DLC? So I just
France should have been. Yeah.
I just hope it's not like the Destiny season passes, where it was like you bought a season pass, but it was literally for two DLCs, and then you've got to buy another one
for the other two. Yeah.
For another two.
I don't think it's going to be like that because obviously COD has a yearly life cycle. So by the end of the year, come next October, November, there'll be another one coming out. Unless
that's generally why I don't buy season passes, because it's the same price as a game. So I'm thinking I can get another game.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you've got one game which is online, and you could buy a season pass price for a game that isn't online that you fancy playing.
Yeah. So as well as this release, they've released different editions. Oh, has Tom gone?
I think he's just put his mic on quiet so he doesn't interrupt the chat.
Sound.
He'll be back.
So
I'm back here.
He's back. So as well as this news, they've released the different editions, digital editions. So there's the normal one, right? When you buy online, these are the digital editions. So the first one is $59.99, which is expensive, but you get private beta access, the game, 1,100 COD points, digital edition bonus items. I'm assuming that's like cosmetic stuff, and then you get the Back in Black pack, which is some maps from like Black Ops 2 and 1 remastered and put on Black Ops 3. They're also coming to Black Ops 4. There's the digital deluxe version, which is the game, the beta, 2,400 COD points. The Black Ops pass, the same digital edition bonus items, and the Back in Black again. That's £85, £84.99.
Wow.
And there's the digital deluxe enhanced edition. So they're trying to fit as many words in there as they can. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 private beta access, 8,000 Call of Duty points, which is a lot. You can buy a lot of crates for that. The 200 each for a rare one on World War II, so I'm assuming they'll be the same. Digital edition bonus items, Black Ops pass, and the Back in Black. Any of them take your fancy?
And don't say the price, because all they'll say is that you don't need a price. That's just for people with far too much money, more money than sense.
Yeah. See, the $59.99 one, which is the standard edition, if you buy that in store, it's not going to be £60 because you're not going to get the bonus points or the digital edition, I don't think. So it's going to be the usual price of like £50. So there's a tenner knocked off. And the other two, if you wanted the Black Ops pass, which is about, let's say, £40, it's going to be, that'll still make it more expensive, you see. So you're saving money.
Digital's always more expensive.
You're saving money, though, on the digital deluxe. Going off the assumption that it'll be £40 for the season pass, the Black Ops pass, it'll be now put you at £90. So you're saving a fiver, and you get COD points, and cosmetics. But then you could just.
But if you want to get the game for free, there is a way around it.
Well, there isn't.
There
legally.
is. There is legally. The way you get the game for free, because I got a couple of games free this way last year, is you shop at Sainsbury's, if there's a Sainsbury's near you, and then every September or October they do a double ups points. So you then take your points and go, I'd like to take this 20 quid and double it up to 40, and then you go and pay. If it's 45 quid, you end up paying a fiver for the game, and then because you haven't really spent anything, all you've spent is a fiver because you get the points when you do your shopping, and then you then buy the season pass if you want it. So technically, you've only paid £45 for the game and the season pass.
Yeah, I suppose that is
because I got Assassin's Creed free, didn't pay a penny, just doubled up, and the vouchers they give me the game, didn't pay a single penny towards it. And I got COD World War II, and it cost me something like £4.
So if we don't do our shopping there, we do it a little because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
See,
but if like we just do Sainsbury's because it's easier. Do you know what I mean? Like, and there is so it depends. If you get things that are on offer at Sainsbury's, there isn't really much difference between them and Lidl.
A good thing if you buy games from a supermarket as well, they're always cheaper on release than game. Or like,
and they always come in warranty as well.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Not where it's game, you have to pay like £1.50 or something just for disc support.
And even then, if you take it back, they only give you like a percentage of what the game's worth.
Yeah.
Because you've opened it.
And the only thing with the Sainsbury's thing, though, going back to that, is you would probably have to wait for a month after it's been released. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like you couldn't do it on day of release. You'd have to wait till Sainsbury's did the double up points.
Yeah. So anyway, to end
that way.
Yeah. So anyway, to end the story off, I think personally this is not good for the COD life cycle. You know how the game works, how gaming is going now. Everyone's going game, free DLC, buy cosmetics. These are going the complete opposite. You can buy cosmetics, and then you have to buy the DLC as well. So I think next year, if they do this again, not many people are buying it, and I think they'll have to take it off sale. Not take the game off sale, but I think they'll probably stop making them. I think COD might die.
I don't see this year. It might happen this year. A lot of people might just buy the game, and everyone might just like literally what's the word I'm looking for? Like not protest. Everyone might just like totally avoid the pass, boycott the pass. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not paying that for you to say I can't buy like DLC
There'll be the
diehards.
DLC 3. There'll be the diehards.
Oh yeah, there's all
You know,
it'll still
the
do well, but
and stuff. It will do reasonable, but it will not, because obviously they want this blackout mode to come close to Fortnite, and it's not going to do that. Not with this pass. It's going to slow it down a lot. Anyway, next. You, Jay, or Tom. Jay or Tom. Off you go.
No, I'll go.
Go on, Tom.
So basically, obviously E3 was recently, and there was 2 game announcements which I was quite interested in. One of them's the Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is set in the Greek era during the Peloponnesian Wars, which is quite interesting.
Is that the one where the men wear skirts?
No, it's basically like it's in a time of like Greek history where like they're all like little city states, and like Athens is like sort of expanded
Sparta and things like that.
To sort of conquer all the sort of coastal port regions, and obviously like Sparta gets sucked into it because it's like a power vacuum, and it's set during that. Like you play as like a mercenary or something, and you can choose between female or male characters, which is quite interesting.
Has this game got a release date yet?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it, to be honest. But it just looks interesting.
Is it going to cover mythology as well, or not?
I think so. Yeah. Like from what I've seen in like footage of like sort of a brief gameplay thing, there's like weird statues of all the gods and stuff. I think you have like the part of the Odyssey is like you have to sort of appease all the gods and do certain things to like reinstate your family's honor or something.
Because it's not.
So will we hear those immortal words in the game then? Release the Kraken.
Release.
I
Because
don't
it's
know.
kind of Assassin's Creed's kind of been grounded in reality a little bit, hasn't it? So it'd be a bit weird for it to suddenly have
They sort of like
monsters
find
and-
different aspects of how to do it, don't they? Like
Yeah,
they had like the full like Italian sort of like Templars and
Yeah, but
assassins.
there was no like monsters.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's never been monsters and futuristic.
If there is
tech.
monsters in this one, they're quite cool, like mythological
Yeah, 'cause, like-
creatures and shit.
Yeah, because when you think about Greek that time, everyone thinks of like mythology with the Medusa and the Kraken, and Pegasus. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Things like that.
Like harpies and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
all
exactly.
sorts.
If they put those in and like Cyclopses and things like that, it would be a totally different way from the go, but it'd be quite cool.
Or if
Yeah.
they did it so it's like not actual like mythical creatures, but like people dressed as mythical creatures.
Yeah,
If you get me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you can
like
have
the
someone dressed as a
Hercules film.
Minotaur quite easily.
Yeah. The only thing annoyed me is like they've sort of done it like quite historical, like it looks sort of how they did with Origin, where like they've sort of recreated what the Egyptian civilization was like. They've done that with this one, but the uniforms the Greeks wear just doesn't look accurate at all. It looks awful.
To be fair, they looked quite Roman to me.
Yeah.
What do you
in
think?
some parts of it?
What
Yeah.
do you think
It's either
about?
like the people got no armor on, or they're just it's all wrong.
What do you think about? Obviously, they took a year off, and Origin came out better. Like, would you not? Are you a bit upset that they've done that rather than they've come back straight? You know, another year.
I don't know, because like for me, I sort of like I bought the first Creed and I couldn't do it because it was basically just you press attack and then like the Crusader guy just blocks you and like you stood there for 20 minutes doing that. So I couldn't figure out how to do the freaking controls. And then the Ezio storyline came out and I sort of played that. Like the second one
the second
was
one I
amazing.
enjoyed.
The third one was really good. And
The
then they
fourth
got
one
to
was the best for me. I
was
love
it
Black Flag.
Revelations, whatever?
Black Flag
Revelations was
apparently
awful.
really good.
That's
Assassin's
5,
Creed
yeah.
3, the one with the American Civil War, was terrible. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Black Flag was stunning. It was amazing.
I
Oh,
love
they-
Black Flag. It really was
It
good.
was fucking brilliant. Like open world, like shipping and that. Just
But what I mean is,
I put a lot of hours into that.
what
Very good game.
what I mean is, every year there's a Call of Duty game, right?
Yeah.
It feels obviously Assassin's Creed was every year there was Assassin's Creed, and then they took a year off, and then Origins came out after like a year gap. It's like Assassin's Creed took a gap year, and it was everyone's like, oh, it's revitalized the series. It's better than because we're
Yeah.
starting to
I
get
think
a bit
because like
fatigued.
obviously because they did like Unity and stuff, where like they sort of went into like industrial like 18th century stuff.
Yeah,
I
so
think
they went
because like
right
them
back with
games
Origin.
didn't do very well because they were pretty shit, to be fair. Just,
Yeah, 'cause
I think
they
they sort of went,
started-
actually we need to focus on
because they were dragging it out.
the
and they
main
were-
storyline.
But like, are you not? Do you not think it will lack in quality compared to Origin because it's coming out the year after?
I think it uses the same engine. I think it looks similar, but to be fair, like Origins is a great game, so I think it'll just
I
use
think it-
concepts from that, like the leveling system and that looks very similar.
I think it
Now,
will.
I have heard-
stand up.
Now, I don't know if it's true, but I have heard something about this Creed that's coming out, and someone said, "Oh, you can
Uh,
kind of do it
oh, hang on.
back to it locked."
Whoa, what the fuck? What? You have to say all that again.
All right. Did my microphone go a bit?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's sort of screamed a bit.
Yeah, so someone, I heard, I don't know whether it's true, but I heard that, do you know in all the other Assassin games, you could do the missions whenever you wanted in any order?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah. Well, someone's, like, again, you'd have to look at it. I'm not sure it's 100% true, but I've heard that on this one coming up, missions will be when you hit a certain level. Like, you wouldn't even be able to attempt
Yeah.
them.
I think Origins did that, but like you sort of like you could attempt them even though like you were way under level and you would get just instantly decimated because they take like half your health in one hit.
Yeah.
So I think it's good though because like it's sort of like obviously because the maps are that big, you sort of like confined to this one massive area. It gives you sort of that opportunity where it's like, hang on a minute, if I can stay here and grind to like a certain level to unlock the next bit, I can sort of like completely max this area. That's what I did with Origins.
Yeah.
I sort of did it and like completed each area as I go. I wouldn't leave that area until I'd like maxed it out before moving on to the next.
Where would you like to see it go after this? Because like they really are running out of what they can do surely now.
Yeah, they're gonna have to finish the main story soon, aren't they? Because it's
I know, because
a lot.
Like, what time frame can you do now after this one? I mean,
I'm not sure. Where like what? It's like in Japan or something, or China or something.
See, now they really can't do that because have you seen that game that's coming out? And I cannot think of the name. It looks absolutely amazing.
There's a few Japanese samurai games coming out that all look brilliant. Yeah.
This one's a bit like Creed. It's open world. It's not Creed. It's open. It looks like Creed, but it's open world. And the graphics are absolutely some of the best I've ever seen. It looks absolutely amazing. And I think because that's out, I think that's kind of put a block on where Assassins can go next.
Yeah.
Because it'll already have been done.
Yeah. I think
they could do a Crusade one.
Yeah.
Like an actual like kind of like the first one, but different. Because obviously, like in the Crusades, there were like the Saracen Order, like Hashashim, which like elite assassins.
So I couldn't even tell you where the story is now with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it's sort of gone like from being like this all about thing about Templars and like this order, from like revolution in France to like freaking Native America to ancient Greece mercenaries. I think they've like done the main story, and then like what they're doing is they're sort of like starting new ones.
And fleshing out
or like doing like certain like different variations of mercenaries, but like classing them as assassins.
Maybe they're going backwards. Maybe the next one's prehistoric.
If you get me.
Yeah, play as dinosaurs in the next one. To be fair though, Far Cry did that. Far Cry went all the way back to men with sticks.
Prehistoric, yeah.
Yeah, I went to play that actually. Far Cry Primal looked really good.
Yeah. Right, Jay, it's your turn now.
So then, tough act to follow there. So basically, mine is about Fortnite. Change it up a bit. So basically, Epic, the makers of Fortnite, want victories in the game to be less about building, and obviously, which is good for me because I'm terrible at building on Fortnite.
Yeah.
Me too.
To make it less about just building up and then being able to win it that way.
Yeah.
Alright.
So I mean, this could help a lot of people. Obviously, the people that can't get used to the building aspect of it, like I don't.
I'm proper bad at it. Like,
to be fair, I see where.
God, carry on.
I see where Jay's coming from because I feel in Fortnite, you're only ever really going to win if you can build. It's whoever can build the highest.
Yeah.
Generally wins.
And especially with the games being like a lot of them are just you shoot stuff. Like there is no other building aspect of anything in any other game. So if you play in other games and then come to Fortnite, and you're just wanting a run and gun game,
you're gonna
and
get
then
slaughtered.
it's just you've got to
every time.
build. Like there's no way of, unless you just play Fortnite and you get used to the building aspect and all that.
So how are they gonna tackle this? Because they can't just remove it.
So it's just a case of like they're looking to mix things up. It's the Epic are trying to evolve the game to give players multiple ways to counter each other in combat. This is what GameSpot says anyway.
Yeah.
The Epic know that the main way to win is obviously building is the only way to win.
Yeah, you build a
and it's
base
just,
and you drop down.
You know, if you have the building skill, like I've seen videos of people where they just build and you think they're building that fast. Obviously, by the time people are able to hit them, it's just ridiculous.
It gets annoying, like where you shoot at someone, you destroy their wall, and then before the next bullet hits them, there's another one. And it's like you can't damage people. It's too quick. I think they should release a mode where it's just straight up.
Yeah.
Battle royale, no
Especially
building.
when there's buildings in the game that you can go into. Do you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, even if they keep the destruction of buildings in, but just you don't get materials, you just, like PUBG.
Yeah.
But with
Well, maybe they
destruction of
need to
stuff.
like balance the weapons out a bit more. Like if the weapons can take down walls quicker, then the building aspect is taken away slightly. Like, because obviously it takes quite a few rounds to take down a wall.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, yeah, it's all said and done, but like you just said there, you take down a wall, and then by the time the wall's gone, there's another one there. There's
Yeah.
no like.
It's like
It's just easy to keep replacing it, and then all of a sudden you're getting shot from behind or above or.
Well, yeah,
the
because
best.
it's quicker to build a wall than it is to reload. So if you've emptied your magazine to try and take down that wall, he puts it back up in a second, and you're reloading, then you're open target, aren't you?
Yeah. So you have to think the RPG, by the time it hits the wall, blows the wall up, you reload, fire again. They've got protection already. It's essentially the same thing, but slower. That's the slowed down version. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Need a new
I suppose
map.
the building aspect was just so it was taken away from the
Different.
likes of PUBG. Different from PUBG, because obviously they are very similar games, and they obviously had that bit of rivalry recently with PUBG trying to sue them.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't know if anything's come of that.
No, I haven't seen anything about that actually. But it's just a way of Epic trying to expand the game away from being too much like PUBG.
Yeah.
I think a good way for them to expand, a really good way, if they took out the building, would be introduce another 2 or 3 maps, randomize them up. Don't get a pick, like literally let the battle bus randomly pick which island it's going to, rather than the same island, and just constantly throw it up. Even if you had 3 maps in total, and you didn't get a pick, there was none of this voting like you do on COD. It was just pure random every time. It could be the same map 3 times in a row, and then it throws you on a different one. There's no actual. Do you know what I mean? There's no way to determine which map you'll be on. It's just pure random.
But what they could do as well is they could make the map right so it's more like less about obviously it's quite open planning it maps, so it gives you room to build. They could make it so it's more like more built up, like natural building. That way you can sort of take cover in the environment rather than actually building your own structures. That way you're not sort of relying on getting materials and stuff.
Yeah.
That'd be a bit better.
Yeah, I think the whole spawn rate on stuff doesn't help either. Like sometimes when you drop in certain areas, you'll have nothing to start with, or and then obviously you're trying to fight a wall, or someone that's like building. It doesn't really help you out, does it?
Yeah.
Or just make build time slower.
Yeah, that's another thing they could also add. Yeah.
Because I bet no one uses metal because metal takes ages. It's like it's either wood or brick. They should make it so it's like wood's the standard time for metal, and then increase the speed from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or decrease
That'd
the
be
speed.
better. Or decrease, yeah. That's what I mean. Just make it slow.
I do
They're
think.
looking at
I mean, I
weapon
haven't played
balance.
PUBG, but I do think they really do need to introduce a second island.
Yeah, like a new map or something. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
It's alright them changing it up and that, but.
Yeah, because the thing is with Fortnite, everyone's like, "Oh, I'm going to drop here because I'm guaranteed to get a chest and stuff." Everyone sort of knows where to go. So I think if you spice up a bit, it gives more of a sort of. Because everyone just goes tilting towers and that, and just wherever.
And let's say take out the vote mode like on COD. Literally, don't give people the option, because then you would get the hardcore ones who play it who'll be like, "Oh, we'll just pick this map because we're not like the back of our hand."
Yeah, just make it completely randomised. Kind of like what Overwatch do, where like as soon as you press join game, it's a completely random map, and you just get thrown into it, and it's just like, there you go.
Yeah, like in PUBG, you've already coming out now. You've got 3 maps. You've got the first one, Miramar. Not Miramar. I can't remember what the first one's called. Arangale, some shit like that. The second one, Miramar, and you got this new one, which I cannot remember. But it's basically smaller, so that's basically like it's a Fortnite-esque map. Because they've made the map smaller to be like Fortnite and speed up the rate of play. And like it's just getting a bit boring. This one always being on the same map, and then obviously when you go back to PUBG and then you come back to this, it's like there's so much going on. You got one guy tornadoing up a fucking flight a tower quicker than you can think, like, and then you're like, and you turn and you put one down and you put your stairs but you jump at the same time, and then you put a platform and jump, and you put your 4 walls, and then but by the time you've done like 2 floors, they're up 5, then they drop down and you're using a jump pad or something, and then it's it, shotgun to the face, you're dead.
The thing is as well, will Fortnite survive if the rumour's right of PUBG getting released on PS4 next year?
Nah, I think it'll still survive.
I think with a lot of the time with Fortnite, it's the younger audiences that are playing it. I would the ones that aren't as serious.
I would like to see, I mean, I don't know if it even exists, but I would like to see what the fall-off rate was for Fortnite on the Xbox once they released PUBG on the Xbox. I
can't imagine it being very much.
The problem now is like there's too many Battle Royale games. There's another one, it's like you use swords and stuff.
Realm Royale, yeah.
Realm Royale, yeah, I've seen that.
Looks pretty good.
That's what our boy Chris is ignoring us for. Realm Royale, yeah.
Oh, he's playing that.
I wonder if Sony, while we're on the subject of Fortnite, I wonder if Sony will ever allow the cross-platform thing with the likes of the Switch and Xbox.
See, yeah, I don't know why they don't, because they do it with Rocket League.
Do they?
Yeah, you can cross-platform with Rocket League.
I know you can cross-platform, but I didn't know if you could PlayStation cross-platform.
Yeah, you can cross-platform PlayStation on Rocket League. I'm sure you can.
I know I've played with Xbox players from PC.
I don't know. I don't think you can. I'm not sure.
I don't think you can, no. But
because I know Sam plays Rocket League on PC. He's like a Rocketeer.
Yeah.
And on PlayStation, he's like a lower level.
You can. There is the cross-platform. I think it's more the fact that you can't log into your account. So say if you play on the Xbox or whatever, on the PlayStation, you can't connect your Epic account on, say, the likes of the Switch.
Yeah, because this happened to me. Because obviously I've got a Nintendo Switch. I found out Fortnite was coming. I downloaded Fortnite. I logged in. It just said no. So it doesn't. It's not like it stops you from, just bringing all your stuff over. If you want to play on that account, you can't play the game at all. It stops you from playing the game. So I think it's something that needs sorting out. Even if you just bring your stuff over, it's not so much the cross-platform, being able to shoot PlayStation people, because you'll get smashed because the controls on the Switch are
well, there's that as well, yeah. There's obviously performance.
Yeah. The problem with cross-platform is like different game companies use different security softwares, so like you get like hackers and stuff like that. Because like obviously with PlayStation 4, they increased the subscription thing to PlayStation Plus, so you pay for like more security.
Yeah,
so if you cross-platform, you're putting yourself at risk, aren't you? Really.
I've owned an Xbox One since 2013. I've got the controller here to prove it. I had an Xbox 360 before that for most of that generation. Never once been hacked on Xbox Live. I've had PlayStation 4's coming close to its end, and I got hacked a couple of months ago.
See, I think in this day and age, like the console wars are kind of over, because people buy for what games like specific games. Sony have their premier titles that are Sony only. Microsoft have theirs for Xbox, like Gears of War and Halo.
So many more games.
But you're always going to get the people that prefer Xbox, and they'll stay on Xbox, which is fine. I do believe that you get the console that works best for you. But if half your mates have Xbox and half have PS, I think they should allow cross-platform for games like FIFA, COD, and all this stuff. So you could literally go, all right, cool, why don't we all meet up? and we can all go on COD. We can all go on this. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. And people are annoyed at that, but not only are they annoyed at that, they're annoyed at the fact that you've pumped loads of money into PlayStation, getting all the battle passes and cosmetic stuff, and then you think, I'm gonna go out tonight or out today to my friend's house and take my Nintendo Switch with me and play Fortnite, but I can't use all this stuff I've already paid for because Sony's been a big whiny bitch about it, and I have to, start from scratch on this console.
Well, yeah. See, now, can you remember back? I mean, like, I'm a lot older than you, so I'm going way back. But on the PlayStation 1, if you played a game, you could save it onto the memory card, take it to your mates, load it up, like put the memory card in, it would bring up all your stats.
You can't even do that now. Well, you can.
If they could do it back then, that's what I mean. If they could do it back then on a little memory card that plugged into the top of the controller, and that was like, 20 years ago, surely there's a way, if I wanted to pop around to yours, I could literally, you don't have to sign in onto your account. It just
now you have to sign in. Way. You have to sign into your account and you have to go into your settings and download from the cloud. That's only if you've saved your stuff to the cloud, which I have because I got a new terabyte hard drive, so I needed to transfer all my saves over. And it's like a big faff on, but it is a thing that you can do. It's just a pain in the ass. Right, anyway, we're up to 41 minutes and 30 seconds. This is going to have to be like a podcasty type of video.
Just to finish off, dead quick, what was Tom's second game? Because I've got a funny feeling it was the new Elder Scrolls.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Elder Scrolls 6.
But the only thing is, though, they've been very cheeky about it, haven't they? They've already shown mountains, and it's like, what is it? Is it Daggerfell? Is it fucking...
They're showing a village.
Where the Bretons live?
You
is it where the Orcs live?
In the distance.
It just piques my interest.
Yeah, well, everyone's looking forward to all Bethesda games, because Bethesda games, I'm looking forward to the next Doom, because the first Doom was mint.
I think anything Bethesda do, people go to because it's a game that keeps you like really riveted for such a long time. Like you never get bored of it.
When they released Fallout 4, when they did the press conference for Fallout 4, they said at the end of it they were like, "Oh, when's it coming out? November this year." And everyone was like, "What the fuck?" Because obviously there was such a big gap from Fallout 3, so the hype for Fallout 4 was huge. And not only that, they just announced the Pip-Boy edition, which I own, and they're just like, Fallout is coming November 2014, 15, whatever it was. And then this year, with Fallout 76, they spoke about it, told you what it is, told you what you get with it. And they're going, oh yeah, when's it coming out? 14th of November. Or is it the 18th? I can't remember. And you're just like...
See, I like that, because they don't keep you hanging for a year.
No, not like Days Gone.
Days Gone.
Like, it's coming out next year. Ridiculous. A worse story is Crackdown. Crackdown 3. That was supposed to be coming out 4 years ago, that or something, wasn't it? And it's like coming out February next year. But it was supposed to be coming out this year as well. Then it got delayed. But anyway, that's that. We'll have to end the video there. We're on a solid 43 minutes. I probably won't cut this down. I'll just shot gameplay over the top and then throw it up onto YouTube. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, please remember to smack that like button and subscribe if you made it this far. If you have, what do you think of the games we've talked about today? Do you like the idea of the Black Ops Pass? Are you looking forward to Assassin's Creed or Spider-Man? And have you got a Nintendo Switch and you want to transfer all of your Fortnite stuff over? Let us know in the comments below. That rhymes. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.